Good morning, November 720 Sierra. This is Steve out in the garage. It is, I just woke up. I've only been asleep for a couple of hours, less than 2 hours, so an hour and a half. Worked last night, 12 hours. Okay, let me see. It is Wednesday, September 10th, 9:30 in the morning. Haven't put up a video in a while because didn't have anything to do. Well, we had some things to do, but we haven't been working on the plane as much. JR is back here, and one of the things we talked about last video is this aluminum tubing that Sling sends us for the heaters and the heating ducts. And we said that we put this in just to have some ideas of where the stuff was going, but I didn't want to put in the aluminum because most people don't. From a physics point of view, if you're putting warm air into aluminum tubing and then sending it some distance, by the time the air gets to the end, a lot of conduction has pulled the heat out of the tubing. Especially if it's running along the sidewall of the airplane and you got exposed to the outside of the airplane in that channel right back here that runs to the back. The conduction at 10,000 feet, the temperature you might be 30 or 40 degrees at 10,000 feet, where it's about what is it today anyway? 75. It's rich. We had a cool front. We've got a cool front in Houston right now, so it's only 75. So it's actually pretty nice. But again, a lot of people talk about Evan talks about it in his personal videos, not the Sling videos, that he replaced all of his with this orange plastic stuff, rubber, so that you don't get as much heat loss. So I had to order this, and it took me a good while to find a good place that had it. So I'm going to give you the name of this guy that I would highly recommend that you deal with. His name is Nathan, and he's at Custom Ducts LLC, and out of New Hampshire. And he has this in multiple sizes. This is 1 inch, this is 1 1/4 inch, this is 2 inch. But he has all of this. Because what I found is, well, you could buy one size from this company, another size from this company. He has all of this in stock and works with airplanes. He does this for a bunch of, I forget, he has an airplane. I forgot which one he said, because I ordered it about 2-3 weeks ago. But he has an airplane, and all his groups up in that area have replaced all their scat tubing with this skeet tubing, he calls it, instead of scat, skeet duct. And he has multiple sizes, so you can get it all from one place at one time from one person. So it's Custom Ducts in New Hampshire. The guy's name is Nathan, and his phone number is 603-239-2345. That's Nathan at Custom Ducts, 603-239-2345. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him because he is a pilot and he's using this in his airplane and has multiple other groups are using this stuff in their airplanes as they get fixed or built. So he was happy to work with us here as a Sling. I told him that I was down here building mine, and then Qureshi is building his down in Sugar Land, which is about 50 miles south of here. So he and I have been cooperating and helping each other on a highway. He's got the entire kit at his garage, so he bought a flat pack and it's in. So he's working on it. He's got my DRDT Dimpler down at his house, building his empennage right now. He may have finished the empennage. He may be working on the wings. So anyway, I just wanted to show you this. It's really, really quality. This is a nice rubber. So we will not get the problem with heat loss from conduction of any of these tubes. We're going to replace all of this with this stuff. So then we'll have less heat loss in the airplane. So that's my recommendation for you guys. I gave you his name and number. If you didn't get it off the video and want to email me, my email is good on my YouTube channel. Just click the little, anyway, there's a spot where you click and you can get my email. So anyway, that's my plug for today, and I'm not sponsored by him, but I told him I'd give him a shout out for this, and I did not get a discount. So anyway, just wanted to let you know that that's what we're doing. I was waiting for this to come in. JR came over, and we're going to replace this now with this really nice skeet tubing that will be permanent, and I bought some really nice stainless steel hose clamps that are going to go up here to hold all this stuff in place. Okay, so that's it. Let me turn this off because you don't need to sit here us talking about how to cut this stuff. But we'll show you a little bit more of cutting it once we get to actually cutting it, take these ones off. But I want to shoot this part of the video and get that out there. So let me turn this off and we'll get back to it here shortly. So, all right, it's an hour or so later. We got this piece basically on over here. And we went ahead and put these two heater lines in and just have them hanging here. Before I had them just hanging here, but had not clamped them in. So now they're cut and clamped in. So they're good for the firewall. I might have to trim this a little bit once we get the firewall on. I'm not worrying about that right now. It's sitting here, it's fine. And we put this double insulated one on here. And we found a little idiosyncrasy with this, working with this stuff. And I'm gonna let JR explain it.
Okay, so just real quick, this is the aluminum tubing that comes with the aircraft kit. You can see when you bend this stuff, it stays put, like this, all right? This fat tubing doesn't. See, it wants to spring back into shape, and you'll notice that it doesn't bend as tightly. It doesn't really want to, it puts a lot of torque on it. So what that means in the real world is when we tried to run from here to here with the tubing, we had to use more of it and to allow a gentler turn. Now it's turning here. I've got it supported on both ends. It will turn. You can see that it's turned, but you have to, there's not as much stretch. It's not as tight a turn. The aluminum tubing will do that quite happily to make tight turns. These scat hoses, or whatever brand they are, these rubberized hoses won't do that. They will bend, but it puts a lot of torque, a lot of pressure on your connect points if you do. So you have to kind of watch for that. Now, like right here, this is plastic. I mean, it's stout, it's strong, but it's not metal. So on this end back here on the
Aluminum.
yeah, on the aluminum, it is metal, and it'll take a lot more strain. You have to keep that in mind and be aware of it when you're running this. It's going to take a little more of this than it does the provided aluminum tubing. So we found that out the hard way. And on this one, you'll notice we're running it through. We're not making any cuts when we get it over here and determine we've got these hoses to miss, and we've got an area here, place here that we have to come in a certain way, and run it in there like that.
And we have to be mindful of the other tubes that come up too.
The other tubes have to come up, some have to be longer, so this is going to have to just go around. But yeah, we kind of make it the most you can, but you got to make sure that you're not letting it off too short. You have to be real careful, mindful of that when you're working with this stuff. I mean, it's a lot better because it doesn't let the heat, like you were saying earlier, it doesn't let the heat out. It's double wall rubberized fabric. So it conducts heat much better, but it has its idiosyncrasies, and that's it.
It doesn't conduct heat. It's going to allow that hot air to go right through that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Right through that orange tubing.
It moves that heat along without taking up so much.
Right.
Okay, so that's today's lesson on how to, this stuff's not cheap either, of course, but that's today's lesson on how to deal with this versus this. Like I say, you can see that it'll take a really tight bend and it's zero pressure. That is nothing.
Yeah, and I have a video that the guy up in New Hampshire sent me, and he sent a little video on how to flip back a piece of the metal and then pull it out so that you create a little, or a plastic sleeve on this, which goes up into here, which is really nice.
Hey guys, in the video I'm going to show you how to cut it the exact length you want for skeet ducting. So basically, you're going to take your skeet ducting here, and you're going to measure from the short end. Let's say you want to go 3 inches, or 3 1/4 inches, or whatever you want to do. But basically, you measure, and where the 3-inch line is, you come up to the wire. So right where my thumb is 3 inches, matching it up from the 3-inch mark, and just spanning it over the duct right here. Then all you do is you take your side cutters, keep your thumb there. All you're going to do is make a nice little cut in the wire right there. And now we're just going to take our blade, our knife, and we're going to cut in down towards the next wire, towards your hand, and then you just roll the duct all the way around. It makes a nice clean cut. There's exactly 3 inches now. Now if you want to trim up the ends, all you need to do is the wires right here. You're just going to come back maybe just slide back about a 1/2 inch or 1 inch or whatever you want to do, and you can just pull that wire right out. There's your wire, it's coming right out. To make a super nice end, you can just wrap a piece of paper around it so that it's nice and straight. Then you take your knife here and you just cut along the paper all the way around, and then you have a nice clean end. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Anyway, so we went ahead and put these on, and we're working with these skeet tubing now, and this is a double insulated tubing, so it's not going to allow the heat to get out. Right? It's going to maintain that heat all the way to wherever we got to go. So this is a much better way of doing this. So those of you who are at least in the North American market, my suggestion is doing something like this. And if you look at Evan's videos and almost everybody else's videos, they do the same thing. But this is really, really nice tubing. And I talked about who that's from earlier. And I think my videographer, who's good enough to put Nathan's name on it and the phone number and the name of the company, I think he can put that into the video. I think. So the other thing, which most of you guys already know, I'm sure, but there's a few people that don't know this trick. My dad taught me this 60 years ago. When you're putting these hoses, and we used to do it on cars, changing your water pump and your radiator and things like that. Things we used to be able to do when we were kids. Remember that?
Barely, yeah. Been a while.
Yeah. These heater hoses, if you take a little Dawn or dish soap and put it on the inside with a little water, it'll just slide over top of this copper tubing much easier. And this piece right here, the plastic one, it just slides very quick, very easily. So that's just another trick for the young people who didn't learn this from their parents because they couldn't work on a car. Sorry, but it's what it is. All right, I think we're gonna end this video here for today, and because all you're gonna see us is tugging around and doing this stuff and cutting a piece out and making a collar for this. It's kind of boring to watch us do that. So you kind of got the idea, and we've discussed it. So what I'll do is I'll bring the video back once we got all of these in and into the airplane correctly and done and hose clamped and everything, and show you at the end. So I think I'm going to cut it for today on this part anyway, and we'll add more in the coming weeks. Now, it's been 3 weeks since I put up a video. So one of the problems I'm having is that we're getting to the end of the fuselage build on things that I have projects for this to do, right? The seats are done, they're inside. All these other components have already been installed in here. The firewall's not on, I'll Cleco it in later. But as far as the fuselage kit, most of it is built. Now we still need to put in all the avionics and other things, start doing a lot of electrical, which I don't have yet. I've started buying some pieces that we've got, but that'll be an upcoming video. So I may not have too many videos coming up over the next, several months. I do need to buy the undercarriage kit, but due to being unemployed for a little bit, I had to pay mortgages instead, so that took the money that I had saved for some of this. So anyway, we'll get to it eventually, but you may not see as many videos like every week, maybe once a month now. So I don't know exactly, but anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is November 720 Sierra. Steve and JR out in the garage, working on the Sling TSi, working on the heater stuff right now. So, all right, thank you.